everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Treasure Seekers Virtual Adventure Series. I'm Sarah with an H, and I'll be your host for today's episode once again. Today is going to be a collector's edition. Get it? We're going to be interviewing a seashell collector named Mr. Greg Curry. Mr. Curry has been a collector since the time he was a child, and he's well known for how many Junonias he has accumulated throughout the years. Today, we're going to get to see a portion of his Junonia collection and learn more from him about the Junonia and all 4 of its subspecies, one of which is named after him. So stick around, it's bound to be interesting. I'd love to hear more about what you guys would like to learn about. Comment below, don't forget to subscribe, and follow us on all our social media channels to see all of our daily finds. Let's get started with the interview. Mr. Curry, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to talk to you about your beautiful collection. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got into shell collecting and what drew you specifically to the Junonias?
Yes, 1950, mid-50s, they discovered shrimp in the Keys, and my father happened to have the only dock where the boats could to buy fuel. So I was able to, at that age, as the shrimp, the boats would come in, and I started getting these shells off the back of the boats. And,
off the shrimp boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of like just kind of like, you know, grew. Oh,
it just grew from there. So do you have your first Junonia?
No.
No, you got rid of that one? Oh, that's okay.
That was a long time ago.
Oh, a long time ago. So where have you traveled to collect shells in the world?
In the world? Okay. Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Taiwan.
Okay.
The mainland China.
Wow.
Philippines. Mexico,
Australia, wow.
Puerto Rico. I collected a few land snails in Poland.
Poland, wow.
Yeah, that was fun. That's about it.
Oh, wow.
You know, Key West.
Oh, right, and the Keys. That's all. Just those few places. Yeah. That's awesome. What an amazing adventure. So have you ever had a specific adventure where you had to do something crazy to find a shell, or maybe a trip with a friend that specifically stands out in your memory?
Well, I'll tell you one. I was in Hong Kong in a place called Stanley Village. It's the big open air market, and I got tired of buying stuff, so I went down to buy the water, and I saw all these shells all over the beach. So I jumped down, and I'm collecting like crazy, and the agent who I was with, he comes running up to tell me to get out, and I said, look at all the shells. I got a bag of shells.
Yeah.
He said, that's where the sewer empties.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's where the sewer empties, where the seashells are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So have you ever had to dive? Did you scuba dive throughout your years?
No, I snorkeled for a long time.
Snorkeling, yeah. Do you still snorkel?
No.
No, not anymore. Well, I've tried snorkeling in the Keys. It's beautiful, but I didn't find a whole lot of shells. Maybe you just need to know where to look.
I'll take you anytime.
Oh, okay. Let's do it. So what drew you to the Junonias specifically? Is it just because that was one of the first you remember finding on the shrimp boats?
I've always liked them. I don't know. It's always been a shell that I don't know. I like the how they take a beating.
What do you mean by that?
Well, if you look here, You see one that is really.
This one's got a scar.
That has a really scar. Okay. Something really, it really munched him.
Mm-hmm. He got eaten.
Yes, the crab, the loggerhead turtle.
Turtles too.
Oh yeah, they love conch. But so the pattern changes because of the mantle is what makes the color.
Right.
It puts the color in. So the mantle was also damaged. So that's why you
see a change of pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And they're all beat up. I mean, they took the beating because everything wants to eat them.
Right. Well, so my understanding of Junonia is that they live pretty deep down in the water.
I would say the range is from about 65 feet to we've gotten them in 240.
Wow, over 200 feet down. Wow. So what can you tell us about the live animal and what it eats and maybe some of the habitat?
Okay, they're a predator.
They're a predator. Okay.
They love olives.
Olives.
Oh yeah, I watch them just suck them, just put them in, and it's gone. They live in sand.
They live in the sand. Okay.
They're, I did this. This is an old friend of mine made this model for me. It's not exactly accurate, but this is the eye stalks and the proboscis. And this is where they take the olive in. You just wrapped around them. It's like their mouth,
Yeah. So I've seen a video from the Bailey Matthews Shell Museum where they captured that process where it kind of harpooned the olive, and then they said later on the olive was gone, the shell was empty, it got eaten.
They eat. They eat almost anything they can get.
Okay.
The mollusk, doesn't matter.
Yeah, but they like olives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They like
olives are their favorite. So
I've had live ones in my aquarium, and they'll eat something dead, but you put an olive in there, and it's like, okay, chow time.
oh, snack time. Oh, that's funny. So do you know anything about their reproduction process or their eggs?
So I've been looking for it for a long time, and I've never been able to find any scientific reference for a reproduction or egg cases.
So we still don't know.
We do know that they are they don't have a villager's stage. They don't float.
They don't float.
No.
Okay.
They're a non-broadcast spreader. So when the eggs hatch, that's it. They don't go over here. They don't.
They stay on the bottom.
Yeah.
Which is probably why we've never seen them.
No, you're probably right. But the range is the pretty big range. There are because of the Gulf Stream, you were able to find them in North Carolina.
Really?
Right. As a matter of fact, one of those three, I think it's this one here.
This one?
I think that is from North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah.
So the Gulf of Mexico is not the only place you can find them.
Paper out.
Let's see.
And it should
Yeah.
tell you the
Found off of a scallop boat in Beaufort, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Wow. In 2021, not that long ago.
Right.
So I see here that you have different types of Junonias.
Right.
So there's a main species and then there's subspecies.
Right.
So tell us about those. How do we tell the difference? What is the difference? Well, why don't you tell us what they are first?
Okay, now if I was to, okay, in the old days, we're talking old days, even before me, they would take a shell and they would white it out because you're not looking at the spots.
Okay.
Because I could show you 4, 6 shells that the spots are all different. That doesn't make them a different species.
Okay.
So you white it out, and then you start looking at it and say, okay, the photoconch. Does that look different from a Junonia? So you take this shell here, and you look at it. Does that look different than that?
It looks a little different to me, but I don't know. You tell me. This one seems a little longer.
Right. Longer spire. Okay. Shoulder's different. Okay.
Right, different shoulder.
The top 2 whorls have ribs.
Oh.
Junonia only has 1 whorl that has ribs.
Okay. So when they're very young, they're babies, they have ribs at first, and as they grow, it smooths out.
No, it's just the characteristic.
It's just, okay. So what are the 4, there's 4, right, subspecies?
Yes. There's
Elizabeth A.
Essie's here. And Tony A. Essie's here.
Okay.
And this is the butler eye. And a curry eye.
Okay.
Johnny here is from Alabama, Louisiana. You see his reddish color?
I was going to say, some of these look a lot more tan than the others.
Well, some of them still have the periostracum.
Right, you do. There are some in here with the periostracum, which is really, I've never seen that before. By the time they wash up on our islands, they're all clean, so that's amazing.
And these here are, these are found on the edge of the reef in a sandy area. They're found from, I think, Palm Beach down to in the Gulf, west of Dry Tortugas.
The dry tortugas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As I told you, these are found. If this is the Gulf, I mean the Gulf of Mexico, Louisiana is up here, and this area here is where you find those.
The Johnstonay.
Right.
The tan ones.
And now, Junonia is also found more Panama City area.
Okay.
Okay. Now you move to Butler Eye, and it's found Campeche Bay.
Right.
In Mexico.
Way down here.
Yes.
Wow. So you can find different subspecies in different regions of the Gulf.
Right.
But you said you could find them in North Carolina, so the Gulf Stream would spit them back out.
But the Gulf Stream is in the Gulf.
Right. Well, it pulls around the other side. I mean,
Right. But there are no Junonias in Cuba.
Oh,
Okay, now
interesting.
there's a lot of discussion, but you know,
Why do you think that is?
me,
Yeah.
I think because the deep water didn't allow them to cross over.
Interesting.
Because the Yucatan Channel's there.
Yeah.
You know, 4, 6, 8,000 feet.
Too deep.
So then curry eye is found, here's the map, is found on one reef area. And it's right here, over here, right in this area. And it's called Scorpion Reef.
The Scorpion Reef?
Scorpion Reef, yeah.
We need to visit the Scorpion Reef.
As a matter of fact, that's going to be my next trip.
Is it really?
I haven't told Annie yet, but
Oh, you didn't tell your wife yet?
no.
When are you going to go? Let's all go. That's so fun. So we don't know about their egg casings necessarily. Do you know if they change from female to male or if they're born?
No, I can't. I cannot find anything that tells me a smaller one's a male or female. No.
There's no way to determine that from the shell.
No.
Okay. Interesting. Well.
No. And can I brag a minute?
Sure, brag. Go for it.
Curry eye. And what's my last name?
Curry.
It was named for me.
That was named after you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Or are you just saying that?
No.
Wow.
No.
So how does one get a shell species named after you?
Well, the man who named it was a friend of mine.
Wow.
And he said, one of these days I want to name a shell after you. And, you know, because he knew of my love of this stuff, he named it.
Oh, that is so special. And that'll be named at forever, right?
Right.
That species will be named at after you
because
forever.
you see, okay, let me get one easier. Okay, so this is Scaphella Junonia butleri. See underneath? It says Clinch,
1953.
1953. Okay, that's the author of the paper that named it. So, so if like right now, I'm working on compiling all of the holotypes, pictures,
Oh,
and all the publication documents of Scaphella, of the entire Scaphella genus.
wow.
You know, because I think there's some issues that need to be cleaned up.
Oh, and you're going to do that.
Oh, well, I don't know.
You should. You see, it seems to me like you're the
love
one to do that. So I see here
Babies,
some little tiny ones.
right.
How did you find that?
As a matter of fact, let me see.
This little guy?
Let me see, which one is this one? It's the mic. This came from a diver who found it at an octopus den.
What?
Oh yeah, most of your babies you find in octopus dens.
Really?
Yeah, they eat them and
The octopus eat them.
oh yeah.
So these guys are predators that eat other mollusks, but yet they still get eaten by other
Everything
things.
eats them. Okay.
Well, that's true. Everything eats each other. So are octopus one of their main predators? I mean, what else would eat these guys? Anything? Turtles?
Anything.
Anything? Just chomp. So this little tiny shell was found in an octopus den. What about this one? You've got 3 little tiny ones here. Do you know where they're from?
Look on the bottom.
Look on. Okay. Oh.
Anything?
Dredged in the Gulf are black.
Okay. In the 60s, there was a shrimp boat, the captain named Raleigh Black. And his his main business was dredging shells. He had very shrimp, but those came from him.
From his shrimp boats?
Yeah.
Wow. That is amazing. So I have a question. I've heard that you have the largest Junonia collection in the world.
No.
Is that true?
No.
Okay, how many do you have? Do you know?
I have roughly 150.
150 of
Junonias,
just Junonia.
not the subspecies.
Okay. So we're talking Junonia, not the Scaphella,
Right.
butleri, or currii, or any
Right.
of those. So how many of this group do you have?
Of Junonias.
Uh-huh. Including subspecies,
Oh,
everything.
200.
200, wow. And
But I gather every day more.
every day. So we've had a few of our guests ask about, how do I start my collection? How could I start out in a shell show? And I know you participate in shell shows. What can you tell us about that for someone who's just starting out?
Actually, I never displayed for years. I just collected.
Okay.
And then a friend of mine, Ann Jaffe, she told me one day, I need you to display at Annabelle to bring all your genonias.
Wow.
So probably, I don't know, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, is the first time I bought 4 cases.
4 cases.
Right.
Wow.
It never interested me to, but now I've won, I don't know, maybe 15 to 12 awards, 16 awards.
15, 16 awards. That's big.
Yeah,
That's
it's fun.
yeah. So I've only been to the one shell show so far, the Sanibel show before the hurricane, and there was amazing scientific displays. There's also art. Do you do any art?
Incredible.
Do you do art?
No. I can really draw a good stick person.
A stick person?
I mean, really,
You and me both.
good one, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm not handy.
No. Well, I mean, you've made quite a collection, obviously, and a lot of our guests that come out and they collect different species, they're trying to figure out, well, how do I
Books.
start a collection? How do I catalog?
Books.
Books. Well, what books would you recommend?
I got thousands.
Thousands of books?
Oh yeah. Just for find something the basic. I haven't had to do other stuff because I've only had flutes only for 40 plus years, so I don't know what the newest the book is for everything.
Sure. Yeah.
But the first thing I always do is to buy a book.
Buy a book.
And now you can go online so easy. There's like worms. I use that every day of my life.
Oh, wow.
And then the pictures, I could show you just something. The golden book. Ever seen a little golden book?
A golden book?
Yeah.
I don't think I've come across it.
Seashells of the world.
Oh, Seashells of the World. Okay.
Yeah. That's a good basic one.
A basic one to start. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
good.
because, yeah.
Yeah, we use a lot of resources on our tours from the Bailey Matthews Shell Museum. They've documented quite a bit with photos to match, of course.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. But books, I'm finding more and more people that keep telling me, just get the books in print because not everything is online yet.
For many years, I just collected. It didn't matter where it came from or how deep it was or anything else. And then I got a mentor, to Bob Wagner was his name, and he had written had written many books, and he lived in Marathon. So my wife and I would drive up every week to Wednesday night, and he would beat me into doing it correctly.
Oh.
The name, the author, the depth of the water, just everything, and basically what it does is it forces you to learn more and more and more. I print out a picture of a shell, and it shows you all the parts of the shell. I keep it on my desk because I'm not real educated, so I'm always having to. I'm not a doctor, so
Sure.
I have to. I have to. Okay, that's the world. That's called the bearer. That So, but if you get hooked, it
becomes
ugly.
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you enjoy learning about it.
If you look up,
This one?
no,
This one?
yeah,
Okay.
no, that has never been that's never been touched.
Touched?
Perioscum,
Oh,
everything.
I'm like, touch has never been touched? I just touched it. Oh, yeah. Well, I can see what you mean. So the periostracum is still on it.
Everything.
And it's actually a little darker because that's amazing.
Yes.
See, we never see them like this on our islands.
Right.
They wash up clean every time. Let's see where this one's found. Keewaydin Island, collected on the beach at low tide.
Yeah.
So if you're a collector and you're just starting out and you start finding shells and you'd like to document the location, the date, the depth, the scientific name.
What?
This one?
No.
This one.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
It should have one of my tags.
Let's see. Lobster trap from 120 feet to 200 feet, from Sand Key to Cosgrove
Right.
Shoal, on sand and patchy bottom. That's a lot of details. On January of 2023. This one's new.
Right.
Wow.
And it's unique. It's unique because because I've never seen one with the color perioscum.
The color of the periostracum?
Yeah.
What's unique about it? It's not.
It's light. It's tan.
Oh,
I've never seen one.
interesting. I wonder if they've crossbreeded it all, and maybe they have a really different color.
Maybe, you never know.
That'd be interesting.
You know how these genonias are.
Oh yeah. You know.
Woo, man.
So, do you have a favorite one?
The curry, I know.
The curry eye, yeah. But a specific one that you are like, this was my first, or this won a certain prize, or no?
No.
This isn't like Bob and Jim and your favorite child?
No, it's like naming cows. No.
No? Okay.
No, I do have a few that I always bring out, if somebody's over.
Oh,
So, yeah.
you show to your guests?
Yeah.
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 Well, thank you very much for talking to us.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our viewers? And
No, you've done a wonderful job.
oh, well, thank you. I'll be sure to put some of those resources in the description of the video, so any of our viewers can go and look up some of those websites and books. Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, isn't that amazing? It is so cool how much we still have yet to discover about the ocean, and especially all of its inhabitants. Thanks so much for joining us on today's episode, an interview with Mr. Greg Curry, a seashell collector who specializes in Junonias. I hope you subscribe and follow us online so you can see all of our future episodes. Happy shelling, everybody.